Hello everyone, in today's video I'll be talking about my thoughts of Nana, the main lead female character of the anime TV show Talentless Nana. My thoughts on Nana as the main lead female character of this series, I kind of find her very much an interesting character, mainly because of course of her personality. Her personality, she has got this sort of happy, cheerful cuteness to herself. But however, she has actually got a sinister, darker side to herself as well. During the series, she has been sent to this small little island to go and assassinate high school students who possesses talented abilities that will harm humanity. And throughout the course of the series, she does actually assassinate many of these characters who have these talented abilities that will actually endanger humanity around the world. I find it quite dark really, with Nana being sent by the community to actually assassinate these high school students who possess talented ability. It is so dark, and I have to admit, even though that no one was suspected that she was actually there to assassinate them, and she goes and makes friendly with them actually to be more bright and cheerful and cute actually to them, and make friends out of them actually, and then suddenly they're being dragged out onto some sort of location like a cliffside perhaps, and then she actually assassinates them on the spot. And it's incredible to think that none of them actually had any suspicions of Nana at all actually throughout the entirety of the series. However, there is one character in the series that has a massive suspicion towards Nana, and that is Kyoya. Kyoya has actually always had a massive suspicion towards Nana, a massive suspicion towards her because of course the disappearance of his classmates. And as these classmates of his have actually disappeared and they actually spent time with Nana, he had a massive suspicion that Nana actually assassinated them actually. Kyoya has a suspicion towards Nana because she's been sent by a committee that to kill all these people on this island just because they pose a threat to the world actually. And Kyoya always suspect that anyone who has no talent, as I have forgot to mention, Nana doesn't have any talented abilities that she has. She wasn't born with talent abilities. Despite that she keeps on lying and saying, I actually can read people's minds. Kyoya always suspects that she is lying, and of course she's actually the one who actually assassinates the people that are with her. It is kind of fun watching this guy actually being the detective of this series, actually have a massive suspicion towards Nana, who actually keeps a low profile actually around him. And Nana has to have a very low profile towards Kyoya, as Kyoya has actually survived from being burnt alive when he was inside a burning building. And that surprised Nana actually, that she will have to have a low profile towards him as he can't be killed, as Kyoya is actually immortal. One of the most scary things about Nana is that she's got a very scary, smirky smile on her face. That is because in the 6th and 7th episode, Nana was caught by Yuka, and Yuka was using her former boyfriend as a zombie puppet named Shinji, and Yuka interrogates Nana to find out what she's been doing. Before I talk about my thoughts of the smirky smile expression on Nana's face, I'd like to talk about the confrontation between Nana and Yuka. Yuka is actually a necromancer who controls dead people bodies as zombie puppets, and she actually used them to hunt down and toy with Nana. My thoughts on Nana versus Yuka in the 7th episode of the series, well, I find it in my opinion a tit for tat, cat and mouse sort of game between them, because both girls have actually got secrets of their own. Well, Nana has been sent by a committee to actually assassinate of the talented people on this little island, while Yuka on the other hand is a necromancer. So obviously this is a tit for tat, cat and mouse sort of game between the two girls. So yeah, I kind of like the confrontation between Nana and Yuka in the 7th episode of the show. I personally always like this part of the show with Nana, of course, because Nana is up against a girl who's very difficult to assassinate because of course she is a necromancer. And it is kind of a fun part of the story with Nana, mainly because of course of Yuka, with her army of zombie puppets, hunting down Nana at night. But even unfortunately, Yuka's disadvantage of using her necromancer ability is during the day. And this is where Nana has her advantage to actually have the opportunity to kill Yuka while she actually has left vulnerable, because of course her necromancer ability doesn't work during the day. Getting back on topic of Nana's smug, smiley expression, I find her smiley expression every time we watch the 7th episode of the show, let alone any parts of the series. I actually kind of find her smile kind of look more devious in a way. And I just don't know if Nana is actually a good girl character or a villainous character. But if you put a comment below and actually tell me if she is actually a good girl character or a villainous character, please let me know actually. I want to know if she is a good girl character or a villainous character. But yeah, her smug expression of that smile of hers, I would say it is devious, yes. But it is actually quite a very sinister sort of smile actually. So yes, her smug, smiling expression is kind of scary to me, personally. But nevertheless, I do kind of like that smug, smiling expression on Nana's face. For a girl who's actually got a very cute look with her twin-tailed pink hair, she's actually got a very sort of devious smile, which, yes, I did say it was scary to me, but half of me actually really kind of like that smug, smiling expression. Maybe because it just shows a bit of how a cute girl character shows how devious they are, even though they have a very cutesy personality or a devious personality or somewhere in between. So yeah, I kind of really like Nana and that smug smiley expression and that cutesy look that she has. I mean, for example, I actually do like seeing cute girl characters in other anime shows which have a very cute, beautiful look to them, but they have a very sinister, devious side to them as well. We have good examples of evil grins and smiles actually. But nevertheless, they look very cute in their appearance, of course, despite the fact that their personalities are actually quite sinister and devious in a way. The last thing I want to discuss about my thoughts of Nana's character is also talking about the heartwarming part of the series, where we see a softer side of Nana. Because throughout the entire of the series, we see her as a cold and dark and sinister girl, actually, let alone her sweet and gentle side of her character. So we see a softer side of Nana in the late part of the show, where she actually gets more closer in friendship with this girl named Michiru. Despite the fact that Nana's mission is to assassinate everyone on this island who have talented abilities that will threaten humanity, well, she becomes more befriended to this girl that, well, even though that Michiru has actually had no suspicions towards Nana whatsoever throughout the entire of the series, she did actually stuck up for her when Kyoya actually accused Nana to be the one who actually killing all the students at this high school. And there is an incredible bond between these two girls actually, that we see a start of friendship between Nana and Michiru actually. But then it turns more heartwarming and sweet when Michiru actually talks about her past when she wanted to be a healer in a hospital. She wants to heal and make people better actually, like getting rid of nasty cuts and bruises actually. One day, Michiru actually met this dog who had a very injured paw, and she actually used her healing abilities to heal the dog's paw. Then she meets the dog's owner, named Hitoni, who is actually a girl who would actually befriend Michiru, and these two girls became more close friends actually. And it's such a sweet tale from Michiru, because apparently much towards the later end of her tale is at the hospital where Michiru was actually working on a patient, and then she just fainted, and once she was actually awakened, she actually saw Hitomi walked up to her, much to the surprisement and then suddenly the horror to Michiru. Hitomi was at the hospital because of course she is seriously ill. She's got a serious illness that unfortunately Michiru won't be able to cure her with her healing abilities. And Michiru was actually crying upsetment at the fact that Hitomi won't be able to get better or recover from her illness, and because Michiru has no way of her ability to actually cure her illness, because due to the fact that her abilities, her healing powers, actually only work on people who actually got like injuries, unfortunately Michiru can't be able to recover Hitomi's illness. This is kind of a sad tale really, in my opinion, because Michiru apparently is a very bright, sweet girl who actually likes to be more friendly with everyone actually. And she's also got that sort of gentle side to her character. But the fact we see her backstory, her past, when she actually wants to work in a hospital and to actually recover people from their injuries, but unable to recover people from their illnesses, it is kind of upsetting and heartbreaking. And then after hearing that tale from Michiru, Nana walks away and starts to have this terrible difficulty of actually want to kill Michiru or not, because apparently Michiru is the next person to kill in her assassination list of people to kill because of their talented abilities will harm humanity, and because she's signed to a committee to go on this mission to kill all these talented people who pose a threat to the world. And this is something we never see from Nana before throughout the entire of the series. Her difficulty of killing her or not killing her. It's so incredible to see after listening to Michiru's tale about her past when she wants to heal people, as well as befriending someone who actually had a very serious illness and then died. It really did move Nana really, and unfortunately she's left in a very hard decision and difficulty if she wants to kill her or not. I always kind of like this bond of friendship between Nana and Michiru actually in the late part of the series, and it's so sweet that both of them actually laugh at each other because of their ruffled hair, and these two girls are actually become more and more closer. But sadly towards the very end of the series it gets a little bit more heartbreaking and a bit more saddening too actually, because Michiru and Nana's relationship comes to a conclusion after what happened to Michiru. I won't get into details about what happened actually, but Michiru actually used her healing ability to actually recover Nana after she got stabbed by a knife by a guy named Renchiru. But using her healing abilities does mean that she actually drained the last of her life force. And it is kind of a sad moment with these two characters, because after Nana woken up and saw the motionless form of Michiru and see that she's not awake, it's really quite heartbreaking to see Nana actually breaking down in upsetment, because she and Michiru were starting to get a little bit more closer, even despite the fact that the next person that Nana's going to kill was Michiru. So yeah, in my opinion, it is kind of a sad moment actually for Nana's character in the late part of the series, and it is kind of saddening actually, but nevertheless it is kind of nice seeing Nana's softer side of her character, even though that throughout the entirety of the series she was a mixture of a cold-hearted girl but also a kind-hearted girl as well. Regardless, I want to put your comments below, as I mentioned earlier, if she is a good girl character or bad girl character. So put your comments below to tell me if she is a good girl or a bad girl character. Now my final conclusions about Nana, in my thoughts and opinions. I actually find her a very intriguing main character of this very series, because she started off as a sweet, kind and lovely person, but after her first kill and revealed to be a more sinister, darker side of herself, I find that Nana is quite the most intriguing main female character in the series. So anyway, this is my thoughts of Nana from her own series. I hope you enjoyed my discussion of talking about this main character of this series. So yeah, so stay tuned for my next video, and see you next time. Bye!